Norway, a Nordic country with majestic mountains, beautiful fjords and rich marine resources, is the cradle of the world's largest salmon farming industry. This is not only a land of wonderful natural landscapes, but also the center of one of the most sustainable and advanced fisheries on the planet. Every year, millions of tons of salmon are exported from Norway, bringing great economic value and helping this country become the world's #1 salmon exporter. The salmon farming industry in Norway has a history of decades. Starting in the 1960s, initially, salmon farming was very small, based on traditional models, but thanks to innovation in technology and management, the industry has developed remarkably. Today, Norway produces more than 1.53 million tons of salmon each year, accounting for more than 50% of the global supply of Atlantic salmon. The strong growth of this industry has not only helped Norway affirm its position in the world market but also created thousands of jobs, contributing to the economic prosperity of this country. One of the main reasons why Norway has become the world's leading salmon farming center is the perfect natural environment. Cold seas, clear, oxygen-rich water, and strong natural circulation help create ideal conditions for salmon to grow. The Norwegian fjords, with a constant flow of cool water from the Arctic Ocean, provide a clean and suitable ecosystem for salmon growth. Salmon farming is an elaborate process, requiring strict supervision from the time the fish are eggs until they reach commercial size. Salmon hatching. Norwegian salmon begin their life cycle in specialized hatcheries. Healthy broodstock will lay eggs under strictly controlled conditions. After the eggs are fertilized, they are incubated in clean water at the right temperature. After a few weeks, the eggs hatch into small fish called fry. Fry stage. After hatching, the baby salmon are raised in special freshwater tanks, where they are carefully cared for with a nutritious diet to grow quickly. When the fish reach a certain size, they will go through the process of smoltification, an important physiological stage that helps them adapt to the saltwater environment. Transfer to saltwater. After about 10 to 12 months, the baby salmon are transferred to offshore cages, where they continue to develop for about 1.5 to 2 years. Salmon cages in Norway are modernly designed with large sizes, ensuring good water circulation, helping the fish have a living environment that is as close to nature as possible. Advanced technology in salmon farming. Norway applies modern technology to ensure the best growth and highest quality of salmon. Some advanced technologies include environmental monitoring and sensing systems. Measuring devices continuously monitor water quality. Temperature and oxygen levels, helping to optimize living conditions for fish. Automatic feeding system, using AI technology to calculate the appropriate amount of food for salmon at each stage, helping to optimize the growth process and reduce food waste. Cage cleaning robots, to maintain a clean environment. Norway uses robots to automatically clean cages. Removing harmful algae and bacteria. Salmon harvesting and processing. When salmon reach commercial size, they are harvested in a closed process, ensuring freshness. After being caught, salmon are immediately taken to modern processing plants, where they are processed, cleaned, filleted, and packaged. Fresh whole salmon, exported to many countries with strict standards. Salmon fillets, cut and stored in a cold environment to retain the natural flavor. Smoked salmon, a premium product that is very popular in Europe and Asia. Norway's salmon economic value and exports. Salmon is one of Norway's most important exports. In 2023, the country's total salmon export value reached $11.9 billion United States dollars. The main markets for Norwegian salmon include Europe, the United States, China and Japan. The popularity of Norwegian salmon comes from its superior quality. Transparent production processes and commitment to sustainability in the seafood industry. Norway places great emphasis on developing the salmon farming industry in a sustainable manner. The government has issued strict regulations on the environment and disease control to ensure that salmon farming does not negatively affect the marine ecosystem. Some of the measures include reducing antibiotic use. Norway has significantly reduced the use of antibiotics in aquaculture thanks to natural disease prevention methods. Strict control of water quality. Farming areas are closely monitored to protect the marine environment. Implementing a circular salmon farming model, utilizing organic waste from salmon to make fertilizer or feed for other marine species. The Norwegian salmon farming industry not only brings huge economic value but is also a model of sustainable development in the seafood industry. Thanks to the ideal natural environment, modern technology and strict quality control processes, Norwegian salmon has become a symbol of sophistication in global cuisine. Let's admire the journey from the sea to the table of Norwegian salmon, a story of the harmony between nature, technology and people. Not only are they one of the world's most popular seafood, they also act as ecological engineers, helping to filter seawater and create habitats for countless other creatures. Every year, about 8 million tons of oysters are harvested globally, making them a billion-dollar industry with increasing demand, from cold seas to warm coastal areas. Oysters are farmed and harvested using a variety of methods, providing income for millions of people around the world. Discover the amazing story of oysters, hidden gems under the rough shells of the ocean. Green aquaculture technology, the journey of millions of tons of ocean oysters. More than 70% of the world's oyster production comes from aquaculture. As wild oyster resources are increasingly depleted, farms use a variety of methods. Such as raft farming, cage farming or bottom farming, to ensure sustainable production to meet growing demand. The oyster farming process lasts from 12 to 36 months, starting from the incubation stage in the hatchery until harvest. Each stage requires strict control of the environment, food sources and protection measures to ensure that the oysters grow healthily and meet high-quality standards. The incubation stage plays an important role, determining the productivity and quality of commercial oysters. Meticulous care by experts helps ensure high survival rates, uniform growth and good adaptation to the farming environment later. The life cycle of oysters begins in hatcheries, where they are carefully selected from the wild and fed with microalgae to stimulate reproduction under controlled conditions. After fertilization, the eggs hatch into free-swimming larvae that spend about 2 to 3 weeks in the water. Absorbing microalgae to grow. When they reach a size of about 0.3 millimeters, the larvae attach to oyster shells or hard surfaces, transitioning to the juvenile, spat, stage. The nursery stage lasts from 1 to 3 months, during which the juvenile oysters are raised in seawater tanks or controlled net systems before being transferred to the natural environment. When the oysters reach a large enough size, they are transferred to offshore farming areas using various methods. Popular oyster farming methods. The most popular method is cage farming or suspended net farming, which helps oysters access natural food sources and avoid sedimentation. Some farms use the bottom farming method, placing oysters directly on the seabed or estuary area to grow in the natural environment. In addition, some farmers also apply the substrate farming method, using old oyster shells, coral or rocks as a surface for the oysters to attach to. Oysters do not need fertilizer or artificial food. They filter water and absorb microalgae themselves, contributing to the improvement of the marine ecosystem. This is a completely natural, non-GMO and sustainable process. During the farming process, farmers monitor water quality and growth rates to ensure the best growth of oysters. After about 2 to 3 years, when the oysters reach commercial size, they will be harvested by hand or using modern machinery systems to optimize productivity. Oyster harvesting and processing process. In small oyster farming areas or shallow waters where machinery is difficult to access, harvesters will wade in the water and use their hands or long-bladed rakes to collect each oyster. This manual method requires patience and experience, helping to ensure that only mature oysters are harvested. While minimizing environmental impact. Meanwhile, large-scale farms often use rakes or mechanized systems for faster and more efficient harvesting. With the hanging net farming model, the harvester will use a crane or pulley to pull the oyster baskets out of the water. After harvesting, the oysters are quickly transported to the processing plant to ensure maximum freshness. Here, they go through many strict processing procedures to meet food safety standards and market quality. The oysters are washed to remove mud, algae and other impurities. Some factories use a rotating washing system, in which the oysters are placed in a continuously rotating stainless steel drum, which helps remove dirt without damaging the shell. In addition, some processing facilities use high-pressure water jets or aeration systems to clean the shell surface. After washing, the oysters are put on a conveyor belt for a final inspection before being sorted. Qualified oysters will be sorted by size, weight and shell quality. This process can be done by machine or by hand. Oysters that are uniform in size, have intact shells, and are free of disease are packaged for sale fresh. Oysters that are slightly cracked but still of good quality are shucked to remove the meat. Young or diseased oysters are discarded to ensure food safety. Fresh oysters are usually packaged in mesh bags or plastic boxes with ice to keep them fresh during transportation. Some suppliers use cooling gels or cold storage to extend the shelf life. Sardines, an abundant resource of the ocean. Every year, millions of tons of sardines are caught throughout the oceans, becoming an important food source for humans and animals. Sardines are not only nutritious, but also play an essential role in the marine ecosystem. This fish lives in areas with strong ocean currents, where there is a concentration of plankton, their main food source. Sardines often reproduce seasonally, and at certain times, they gather in huge schools. creating ideal opportunities for fishermen to exploit. The main sardine fishing areas include the Atlantic, Pacific, and Indian Oceans, especially in the waters of Peru, Japan, Morocco, and Spain. 2. Sardine fishing techniques. Fishermen use a variety of methods to catch sardines, each with its own advantages and disadvantages. Purse seine nets, one of the most common methods, helping to encircle a school of sardines and harvest large quantities. Gill nets, a type of net with a small mesh, fixed or moved with the current to catch sardines as they swim by. Bottom trawling. Some fishing vessels use nets that drag on the seabed to collect sardines from deeper waters. Light fishing, a modern technique that uses strong lights to attract sardines at night, helping to increase catches. The application of modern technology such as fish finding radar, satellite positioning system, GPS, and water temperature sensors helps fishermen accurately determine the location of fish schools, optimizing fishing time and effort. 3. Preserving. Sardines after catching. After being brought on board, sardines need to be preserved immediately to maintain their freshness and nutritional value. Preservation measures include quick cooling with ice. Sardines are preserved in compartments filled with crushed ice or cold brine solution, -1 degree Celsius to 4 degrees Celsius, to slow down the decomposition process. Onboard freezing system. Some modern fishing vessels are equipped with cold storage or freezers to preserve fish immediately after harvest. Helping to maintain quality until reaching port. Minimize direct contact. Using fish pumping systems or automatic conveyor belts helps limit contact between fish and humans, minimizing mechanical damage and the risk of infection. 4. Sardine processing at the factory. At processing plants, sardines go through many stages to become the final product. Cleaning and pre-processing. Sardines are washed with a high-pressure cold water system to remove mud, sand and impurities. Automatic. Machinery removes scales, organs and fish heads. Workers manually check to ensure quality before moving on to the next stage. Heat treatment. The fish is steamed or boiled to retain nutrients and firm the fish meat. For canned fish, they will be steamed at high temperatures to remove bacteria and parasites. Canning and preservation. Sardines are placed in tins or glass jars, which can be added with olive oil, tomato sauce, or brine for flavor. The cans are then sealed and sterilized at around 121 degrees Celsius to extend their shelf life. Finally, the products are labeled and packaged before being distributed to the market. 5. Applications of sardine in the food industry. In addition to canned sardine products, this fish is also used in many other industries. Fish meal production. Sardines that do not meet commercial standards are processed into fish meal for animal feed or organic fertilizer. Fish oil processing. Sardine oil is rich in omega-3 fatty acids. Used in the pharmaceutical and cosmetic industries, animal feed and aquaculture production, sardine meal is a major ingredient in feed for salmon, shrimp and poultry. 6. Protecting sardine resources and sustainable development. Although sardine is an abundant resource, overexploitation can affect fish populations and marine ecosystems. Countries and international organizations have introduced many measures to protect sardine resources. Regulations on fishing quotas. Governments set annual catch limits to ensure that sardine populations are not depleted. Reasonable fishing seasons. Sardine fishing mainly takes place during the spawning season, helping to protect young fish and ensure a natural growth cycle. Applying environmentally friendly technology. Using nets with appropriate mesh sizes to avoid catching juveniles and minimizing impacts on other species. 7. Sardine consumption trends in the world. Today, sardine has become a popular food not only because of its nutritional value, but also because of the convenience of canned products. Many major markets such as the US, Europe and Asia are witnessing an increase in demand for sardines, especially in healthy and sustainable diets. Thanks to improvements in processing and preservation technology, sardines can retain their flavor and nutritional value for a long time, meeting the needs of consumers around the world. The journey of sardines from ocean to plate is a complex process, requiring a combination of traditional fishing experience and modern technology. The sustainable exploitation and effective use of this resource not only brings economic benefits but also contributes to protecting the marine ecosystem for future generations. Hello everyone, today, we will explore the journey from when abalone is farmed, harvested, and processed in a factory to become a high-class dish on the banquet table. Abalone is considered one of the precious seafood species, sought after all over the world thanks to its unique flavor and high nutritional value. Join us on this special journey. Learn how abalone is raised, harvested, and processed into high-class products. Choosing abalone breeds. Abalone is bred from healthy individuals, carefully selected to ensure the best quality. The care process starts with small breeds, raised in a clean water environment, ensuring water and nutritional factors. The care process. During the entire farming process, abalone is carefully cared for with a special nutritional regimen. They are fed natural algae and seaweed, helping them grow quickly and reach standard size. Inspection and harvesting. After the abalone reaches the ideal size, the farmer will harvest it. This process requires dedication and high technology to ensure that the abalone is not damaged. Abalone processing process in the factory. Sorting and cleaning. After being harvested, the abalone is brought to the processing factory. First, they are classified by size and quality. Then, the abalone is washed to remove dirt and external impurities. Processing and preservation. After being cleaned, the abalone will be processed in many ways: fresh, canned, dried or air-packed. Each process must comply with food hygiene and safety standards. Thus, the process of raising, harvesting and processing abalone requires a lot of effort and dedication. Hopefully this video helps you better understand one of the most valuable seafood species in the world. Thank you for watching.